What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is DJCS. Welcome to an all-new video here on my YouTube channel. PlayStation had their 2021 showcase yesterday, and they showed a bunch of video game trailers. 4 of them we are going to talk about here in this video. The Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 comic book video games, shocker, and of course God of War, Thor Ragnarok. I could edit this stuff out, but I'm just going to keep it in because, you know, whatever. But like I said, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and God of War Ragnarok from PlayStation's showcase yesterday. If you're new here and you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and drop it a like. I would greatly appreciate that. So, we're going to start things off with Marvel's Spider-Man 2. If you haven't played the first Spider-Man, I would highly recommend you do so. If you haven't played Miles Morales, I would also recommend you play that also. The graphics in this trailer look phenomenal. If you can watch it in 4K, I highly recommend it. That being said, there's not really a lot shown from the game. It's all cutscene footage and no real in-game action. No real in-game sequences. But this is really more of a teaser. And what a tease it is. We hear what has to be Kraven the Hunter. Some people are saying it could be Rhino, but they've used Rhino in the last 2 games, Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales, so they really shouldn't be leading with him in this game. And they didn't show him. We don't see who's talking. We just kind of fades into a black alleyway. So it has to be Kraven. If it was Rhino, they probably would have showed Rhino. So I'm assuming it's Kraven. If you're unfamiliar with Kraven the Hunter, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a lesser-known villain, but still a dangerous threat to Peter and Miles. Kraven considers himself to be the world's greatest hunter and aims to bring down Spider-Man for his ultimate trophy. There actually is a movie in the works at Sony for a Kraven the Hunter movie. It's been floating around for a while, but they've casted Aaron Taylor Johnson, aka Kick-Ass, to play the Russian. Now, I'm assuming they're going with Sergei Kravenov, but that might not be the case, as we see another very familiar Spider-Man villain towards the end of the trailer. We hear his voice, and he says, "We will." That, of course, is a reference to Venom, but not the Venom we all know, and we even get to see Venom. If you played the first Spider-Man, or even Miles Morales game, I think he was in it, pretty sure there was a shot there, then you know that, spoilers, Harry Osborn has been attached to the Venom symbiote, which I was not too keen on. It's still not too keen on because he's basically the least known of all the Venom symbiote carriers. But it appears to me, I haven't really looked it up, but the Venom might be voiced by Tony Todd, which would be amazing. If you're unfamiliar with Tony Todd, he's been in a ton of things. He played the voice of Zoom on the Flash TV series. He's most notoriously known for his role as the Candyman in Candyman movies, the horror films. He's been in just a ton of movies, and he's really known for his deep and like gravelly voice. Because they're not going with the Venom that we all know, maybe they're going with Sergei's son, Alyosha, I think his name is. I don't really know how to pronounce that, but who knows? So I would definitely be playing this game. I did play the original Spider-Man here on YouTube. It's not great quality, but it is there if you want to go check it out. And I have been uploading footage of Miles Morales over the past few months, and I still need to finish that up. And I'll be getting to that soon, but definitely be playing this game over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJ_CE_S. Head over there and you can check that out. Another game that they dropped, a very, very short teaser, was Marvel's Wolverine. This trailer was even shorter than the Spider-Man one. Just a quick tease for a game that I didn't even know was coming out. I didn't even know about it. And it's your typical Logan scene, as I've seen I don't know how many times. Logan is at a bar. I believe it's called the Princess Bar or something like that, which I don't know if I can't remember if that's an Easter egg or not. And there was a fight. Logan obviously won, and he's sitting at the bar finishing his drink. But one guy didn't get enough, and just before it ends, we see Wolverine's claws come out. There was an Easter egg on the wall, though. There's a license plate that says Quebec HLK 181. Which has to be a reference to the Incredible Hulk comic issue 181, where Hulk and Wolverine fought. Maybe a tease for the game. Maybe Hulk is in it. Don't really know. Like I said, I didn't even know this game was coming out, so I don't know much about the game. It seems like maybe this will be after Logan goes through the Weapon X program, and he's hiding out in Canada, maybe up until he joins the X-Men. Will we see Alpha Flight? Who knows? But this game is also made by Insomnia, who makes the Spider-Man games, so it definitely should be good. And I would definitely be playing this when it comes out. Now, I didn't mention this, but Spider-Man 2 will be coming out in 2023. There is no real release date for Marvel's Wolverine, as it is still kind of in production. They're still working on it, so I'm assuming 24, 25 maybe. So we definitely have some time before these games even come out, unfortunately. However, the next game I'm going to be talking about is coming out this year. I believe it's released for October 2021. And that's Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, this game was not made by Insomnia. It's made by Eidos Montreal, I hope I'm saying that right, who also makes Tomb Raider games, the Deus Ex games, and the Marvel's Avengers game, which, albeit was good, it has definitely been considered a flop, though. So they're looking for a win with the Marvel game. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the Guardians in the comics. My comic book knowledge is more Earth, ground-based characters, Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, stuff like that. And I'll be honest, until the movies came out, I didn't really know anything about the Guardians. So I can't tell you much about what is going on in the trailer, other than what they already tell us. We, of course, see the Guardians, Peter Quill, Gamora, Drax, Groot, Rocket, and we later see Mantis. We see a lot of characters, and the only ones I really know are, of course, Cosmo, who is a test animal of a Soviet space program. That's why he has a Russian accent. He's basically a telepathic dog and also has telekinesis, which means he can move and control things with his mind. And he's not as powerful as someone like Charles Xavier or Jean Grey, but he's still formidable. And he also hates Rocket. It appears that the Guardians are being tasked with taking down the Universal Church of Truth, which I've never heard of. It seems to be a cult. It also appears that Cosmo was the one sending them on the mission. We also see Worldmind, which I don't really know much about, other than it's like a galactic form of Google, and it holds a lot of knowledge. We see the Nova Corps, which makes me wonder if we will see the actual character Nova, the superhero, in the game. The game definitely seems action-packed, but it also reminds me of the Avengers game, which, as I said, was good, but it definitely had its flaws. And one of them was the combat. Just the kind of way everything, it was just kind of chaos lots of times. Also, the power system. Certain characters were more powerful than others when they shouldn't have been. And then also the power ranking system, like ranking up your characters to unlock new powers, abilities, and having to use gear and perks to make your character more formidable, which is not anything new to games. You have to do that in like the Spider-Man games as well. But the way they did it in that game was it just didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to click. Like, there were times where I would have, like I said, you got to get these gear. I played Marvel's Avengers, obviously, and I'll be uploading that footage here probably sometime toward the end of the year. It was a very long game, but as you go, you'll find these like a chest plate or a gauntlet or helmet or something, and each one is better than another one. Some will be rare, some will be epic, all that stuff that they have nowadays, and it will feature different abilities. Some will be for defense, some will be for offense, it's just finding, putting on the right gear at the right times is really just kind of chaos, especially when you're just trying to play it for the game, play it for the story. So a lot of people didn't like that, myself included, and your hardcore fans are going to love that. But like I said, the game was considered a flop. So they're definitely looking for a win with this game. And hopefully this will be a good game, because I am all for comic book games, comic book movies, and comic book TV shows. They did have a Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game. I started to play it, but I never really got past the first episode. I should probably dive back into that. I still have it somewhere around here. Probably should dive back into that and see what that was all about. The fourth and last, but definitely not the least, trailer we're going to be talking about is God of War Ragnarok. I played the first God of War here on YouTube. Again, you can go check that out. It's not great quality, but you can check it out if you wish. We see a lot of familiar faces. Of course, Kratos and Atreus are our two main characters, as well as Mimir, the talking head, the brothers Sindri and Brock. We see Freya, and we also see what appears to be Thor with a shot of this game's version of Mjolnir. The overall story, it seems that they're seeking out Tyr, who is the Norse god of war, law, and honor, a son of Odin, half-brother of Thor and Balder, and they are seeking him out for help, advice, a team-up. I'm not really sure. But, Tyr was talked about in the first game. He was on, paintings and stuff, and Kratos believes him to be dead. However, Atreus doesn't, and that's why they're seeking him out. Atreus has definitely been grown up. He's a teenager now, it looks like, and he's it seems like he's definitely ready to kind of go out on his own, and he's pushing his father to do things that his father doesn't want to do. There's even a scene where he says, stop thinking like a father and think as a general, which Kratos didn't like and kind of snapped at him. But I'm really hoping in this game it's not Last of Us Part 2. If you haven't seen Last of Us Part 2, spoilers, where they kill off the character we all love. They killed off Joel. I'm praying they don't kill Kratos. And I'm praying they don't leave us with Atreus. Because I like Atreus, but I don't want to play as Atreus. He's not, no. He's not Kratos. Kratos is a badass. Atreus is, I don't know. But I'm hoping that's not the case in this game. We do get a good look at some new locations, new moves, and a lot of new monsters and enemies as well. And while this is a new game and new locations, it also seems all very familiar. It reminds me a lot of the last God of War game, which there's nothing wrong with. Last game was great, and there's really no need to improve on that just yet. This will basically play out as a part 2 to the last game. And I don't mean that in the sense of like a DLC, kind of like Miles Morales, I felt like was a DLC to the first Spider-Man game. This will be a full game in its own. It just seems like it's going to be the basically same mechanics, which God of War has been basically the same mechanics throughout the entire series, just with better graphics. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be better graphics than the last game. It's going to be the same graphics, but it will be on PS5, so slightly better 4K graphics than the PS4 version. Definitely will be playing this. If I could ever get my hands on a PS5, that would be great. I hear they're coming out with the PlayStation 5 Pro now. There's just another PlayStation 5 console I won't be able to get my hands on. And I really understand why they're doing that when your first console is so limited that people can't get their hands, or not your first, but your original PlayStation 5 console is so limited people can't get their hands on it. Now you're coming out with a Pro version that costs more. Anyway, so those are the 4 trailers that I covered here today. Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy, all Marvel games. 2 of them made by the same people, 1 made by different, and God of War Ragnarok. Definitely looking forward to these 4 games. There's other games that came out with the showcase, but I wasn't really into them that much. But these 4 definitely caught my attention. That is going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and drop it a like. I would greatly appreciate that. If you're new here and would like to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And with all that said and done, guys, my name is DJ CS. Have a good one, guys. And as always, don't forget to tip your DJ. Later, dudes.